Yes, good morning, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
Honourable members will already know that the Bermuda government is the island's largest employer, and its workforce demographic is reflective of the wider society. That is, the workforce is aging, and there are skill shortages in key areas of the service. Mr. Speaker, as Bermuda's largest employer, this government is focused on developing its talent pool. We are committed to the training and development of all government officers, and succession planning in the public sector is fundamental to the sustainability of the delivery of public services. Mr. Speaker, as at September 30th, 2018, there were 4,630 persons employed in the public service. An early report indicates that the number of non-Bermudians in permanent positions totaled 204, and of this number, 148 positions are deemed hard to fill. Posts are considered hard to fill either due to the lack of available qualified Bermudians or in some cases due to a worldwide shortage of qualified resources. What's more, Mr. Speaker, according to the government's retirement by age report, as at October 1st, 2018, there are 1,181 employees who will have reached the minimum eligible retirement age of 60 in the next 5 years, and 515 of those individuals will attain the current mandatory retirement age of 65. The combination of an aging workforce and resource limitations in certain areas of specialization reinforces the need for the government to place particular emphasis on succession planning. Mr. Speaker, the aim is to identify and develop leaders within the service, both technical and professional levels, that are ready and available to fill the roles in the future. Mr. Speaker, to be clear, this is not a process of pre-selection wherein any one person intended to assume a job once an incumbent is no longer available to fill the role, either through retirement or termination of contract. Instead, we have committed to implementing a program to assess the potential of our existing talent and strengthen the entire talent pipeline. Resultantly, government has put in place a succession planning framework to support a consistent approach across the organization. Mr. Speaker, the objective of the succession planning framework is to ensure the right people are in the right jobs at the right times to fill positions that are deemed of critical or key. The framework comprises of 7 steps. Step 1, identify critical positions. Without these roles, government departments will not be able to effectively meet their business objectives. Information on positions is currently being collected using a customized post questionnaire in the government's Human Resources Information Management System. Step 2, identify competencies. Mr. Speaker, knowledge, skills, and abilities are essential for successful performance. They are important for guiding personal, individual development plans, setting clear performance expectations, and assessing performance. The post questionnaire requires the identification of competencies for each position. Mr. Speaker, step 3 is the identification of succession management strategies. Such strategies include developing internal talent pools for high potential employees, employee development, which allows individuals to express interest in leadership roles, career advancement, or lateral moves, retention and engagement, which provides employees the opportunity to develop ways that stretch their capabilities, challenge, and engages them, knowledge transfer that will enhance the orientation of persons coming into the role and ensure employees in key positions do not leave with critical knowledge, and recruitment and selection as times may be limited to build a talent pool. Step 4 requires the documentation and implementation of succession plans. Mr. Speaker, each critical position will require the development of a succession plan. The plan will document the agreed succession management strategy to hire for the position and prepare for future vacancies. Step 5 involves assessing an employee's performance potential. This will require managers to review employee performance using performance management tools such as an annual appraisals and individual development plans, and any other agreed upon assessment that will uncover potential. Mr. Speaker, 6 and 7 require the identification of candidates, i.e. the results of the employee potential will determine which individuals should be identified for succession planning. While step 7 is evaluating the effectiveness necessary to move towards successful outcomes, they will be made. Mr. Speaker, whilst the government will take a more proactive and organized approach to succession planning, we will continue to administer existing programs designed to prepare talent to take on progressively responsible roles in the public service. As at November 5th, 2018, there were 17 Bermudians on the Public Service Commission's Development Plan Status Report. Employees are included on the status report because department heads have committed to developing Bermudians. The departments are required to submit the development plans to the PSC for review to ensure the individual's development is on track and to ensure any challenges are addressed early. Of the 17 Bermudians, 12 are being developed for positions deemed difficult to fill and are held by non-Bermudians. And of the 12, 8 are trainee enrolled in the Professional Tactical Training Scheme. The remaining 5 are Bermudian employees who were approved for appointment to positions during this year, as these officers demonstrated through the recruitment process they meet the majority of the experience requirements for the post, but need some continued development to ensure they are successful. Mr. Speaker, this professional and technical training scheme provides Bermudians with the opportunity to obtain qualifications and work-related experiences, which enables them to fill professional and technical positions within the public service that are difficult to fill and are held by contract officers. Trainees receive both practical work-related experience and specific academic experiences locally and overseas. Mr. Speaker, the government is actively working toward building a capacity in the public service through the implementation of a strategic succession planning framework to meet the needs of a future forward government for the people of Bermuda. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.